Hey, what's going on, guys? This is KuTube here. This, as the title says, is my first ever game playing Call of Duty online, and I'm just going to make this quick video to go over what I thought of the game, to tell you exactly what's happening with my channel right now, and also just for memory's sake, because you know when you play a game for the first time, it's kind of nice to know how it went on the first go to get that memory back, you know. So this will be a little trip down memory lane one day, I'm sure. First, the initial thought of the game, I do like it. I've got to say, just like with the rest of Call of Duty, though, they've kind of done the same thing again, where the game is, it's better in all the graphics and the AI and everything else, and they come up with a few cool new ideas, try and take out the bits that people just simply don't like, and they just, just budget up slightly each time, and that has worked in a sense. I can't argue that. It's probably my favorite Call of Duty so far, and I do think that this game is a lot less irritating and a bit more just fun than the other games. The high techness of it is really cool. You know, the kill streaks and everything are really well thought out. They're not too overpowered. You can shoot people back out the helicopters and things like that, which is interesting. And just there, actually, that first kill I forgot to mention. Whenever I play one of these games, the first ever encounter with an enemy is really important to me, you know, because if you die there, it's kind of like you get off at a bad start. So I'm really glad I got that kill. I was absolutely scaring the shit out of me when I was trying to get it. This gun, I can't remember what it's called, SA805. It's a pretty good gun. It's a little bit bouncy. It's good in every way except when it starts to recoil. Although the recoil is not that powerful, you can't really aim it back in the direction it wants to go. It just slowly works its way across the screen. But you know, overall, it's a pretty good gun. I don't usually use assault rifles, but I do think on this game the assault rifles do seem better than the submachine guns so far. I'm not really sure why that is, since they had MW3 and Black Ops 2 with all the cool guns, the MP7 and the PP90. Yeah, it's kind of a bit weird that suddenly they bring this game out and only have maybe 5 submachine guns and are all really high rate of fire, low power. I think that's a bit of a letdown. I think there was a guy just up the ladder there that I didn't see. You kind of get that when you're watching back over these games. You can see things now that you couldn't at the time. But I think I got in then. The maps, I heard a lot of talk about the maps being way too big. I quite like them. I think there's only a couple that I find a little bit, me getting lost and annoyed trying to find people, but normally I quite like the size of the map, so I must say I wasn't looking forward to it, but I did quite enjoy it. They could do with one or two tiny ones, because as I found with Call of Duty, it's always the biggest and the smallest maps that everybody likes. No one ever likes the medium-sized ones, you know. And unfortunately on this game, they're all pretty large. So you don't really have an ideal map for the one-on-one quick-scoping, quick-scope one-on-ones, which is a bit of a shame. Don't really know why they did that. I'm really happy that they brought Marathon back in as a perk that lets you run forever rather than just slightly further. I think they really messed up the game when they took that away from people, because when you've got a submachine gun or a light assault rifle, you don't want to be clicking L3 every couple of seconds, so I'm glad they brought that back in. And with the addition of lightweight again, which is also really good. I find it's good as well, because when you're playing, in this case maybe not search and destroy, but the equivalent, I can't remember what it's called on this, when you get off at the spawns, if you don't have the options of running normally with just lightweight, just marathon, with both, it's really difficult to tell. It's really easy to tell who's going to be where, how far into the match. So with all these other perks, it's a bit more random, which is more of a challenge, more fun, more interesting, less predictable. Sniping, it's interesting that they've taken the crosshairs away. I kind of like the idea, if I'm honest, because in terms of quick scoping, the snipers, particularly the first one, I can't remember what it's called, and the semi-automatic one, as far as I'm concerned so far anyway, do seem pretty good for quick scoping, and you do kind of get used to not having the crosshairs there. And also I found in the old games, in say for example Modern Warfare 2, if you were to use the crosshairs, there's then all this arguing of who's being a noob and whatever else, who's a hard scoper, who's lining up crosshairs, who's put blue tack on the screen, and it just gets a bit much. So I do like the way they've evened it out again. Everybody's back on the same page. Yeah, I do like this gun actually. Looking back over the way I play with it, well, the way it's playing for me, it is a good gun. It does sway out to the side of it. Normally they only do that with a suppressor. If you put a suppressor on a gun, it lowers the recoil, but it makes it more difficult to steer back in the right direction. So it's kind of like this gun's got an invisible suppressor on it, ironically. But yeah, I do like it. This map is actually one of my favorites. Right down the middle there, not there where I was, but down the middle of the map, you've got a similar scenario to, what's that map called? There was one in Call of Duty 4, like a square map where you all meet in the middle. There's a statue and you can shoot straight up down the middle. It's kind of got that effect. Little sneaky little wallbang there. And yeah, that makes it quite interesting. When you get to the spawn, there's always a good shot right where I was just aiming there. So I do like this map. Another one of my favorites, I can't remember what it was called. The one in the jungle I think was pretty good. The massive one, the really huge one with the fields and the castle, I think is amazing. It's a great idea. You got sniping is, you know, it's no longer newbie to hardscope on that map, you know, and it's really interesting layout. They put a lot of detail into this game, I have to give them that, and it really is a breath of fresh air to see, you know, even when you're in the lobbies, when you're in the lobbies and you've got all your names listed, and even the shape of the box itself is just slightly cut at the corners, it just makes it so much easier on the eyes to play this game, which is really nice. I'm not a fan of, oh, I just noticed there's a new Chiha. I'm Itachi, there's a new Chiha in the match as well. I'm not a fan of the, I don't know the word, but where it says who's killed who, being in the top right corner. I don't think you ever really get to see it when it's up there. I do prefer Battlefield 4's way, where it's in the center middle of the screen. Although, on saying that, I did play Battlefield for the first time last night, and it's a bit different from how I remember it on YouTube. So I'm not really sure why that is. That there brings back a couple of memories. That death is very, that's very typical of the game, you know, you turn, you try to shoot someone and they've already got you, but the game kind of tries to give you a chance even though it's not there, and it gets your hopes up, and that can be irritating. bit of a bug on the explosion there. And yeah, that's pretty much my view on this game so far. I do like it. It lives up to a Call of Duty standard. I like the fact that it's not trying to be too realistic, because then it would take the fun off Battlefield. I think it's quite good to have each game separate. And in terms of my YouTube channel, I've had one video go up, you know, with like bad sound, then another one with great sound, then one with no sound and no face cam in the corner. And in case you guys are just wondering what's going on there, as well as just being new to YouTube and trying to get used to the equipment and what I can do with what and how to upload each thing in the highest quality possible and line them all up and everything else. Also, turns out my laptop is a little slow to start editing longer videos, so sometimes it starts to mess up a bit, and I have to, you know, not edit certain bits because it will just make my laptop crash all the time. So I will try and make the videos more consistent and high quality all over, but I am hoping to get a better computer soon rather than just a laptop. I need to get a desktop PC, really, preferably maybe a lower range Alienware or something like that. And I'll get there, you know. I'm getting used to one thing at a time. I've got the custom thumbnails put up, and I'm going to start eventually get intros and outros. I've got some permission for some music, and yeah, the channel's it's in progress. And yeah, alright, that's me. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and favorite if you did. Don't forget to subscribe if you want to be filled in for my future videos, and I'll see you in the next one.